As it goes today, you wake up at 5 a.m., you meditate, you journal, read, listen to podcasts while you work out, track your habits, optimize your routine. You're constantly learning, constantly growing, constantly improving. You're doing everything right. You are following all the advice. But here's what nobody tells you. You might be trapped, not in laziness, but in something far more dangerous. The trap of endless self-improvement, where getting better becomes a way to avoid actually doing anything. And the worst part? It feels productive, until one day you realize you've been running in the same place for years. When learning becomes hiding, there's a big difference between learning and hiding. Learning moves you towards action. Hiding keeps you safely away from it. Learning has an endpoint. Hiding finds another course to do, another book, another system to study before starting. Here's the uncomfortable truth. For many people, self-improvement isn't about improving, it's about avoiding. Avoiding the risk of trying and failing. Avoiding the vulnerability of showing your work before it's perfect. How many courses have you bought but never finished? How many self-help books have you read without taking action? You're using self-improvement as sophisticated procrastination. The illusion of progress. Consuming isn't creating. Learning isn't earning. Knowing isn't doing. Progress isn't measured by what you know. It's measured by what you've done. Think about someone who's read 50 books on business but never started one. Someone who's taken 10 courses on fitness but never transformed their body. Are they making progress? It feels like it, but they're running on a treadmill. Lots of movement, zero forward motion. Real progress leaves evidence, it creates results. If your self-improvement efforts aren't creating tangible changes in your life, you're not improving, you're just consuming. The never good enough syndrome. The self-improvement culture has created a toxic belief, telling you that you're not ready yet. You need one more course, one more skill, just a little more preparation. Except that day never comes. Every time you learn something new, you discover 10 more things you don't know. The goalpost keeps moving, and so you'll never feel ready. You'll never feel good enough. Not if you're waiting for those feelings before you act. The most successful people didn't wait until they were perfect. They started messy. Analysis paralysis disguised as wisdom. More information doesn't always equal better decisions. At some point, more research is just another way to delay action. More planning is just another way to avoid starting. The more you analyze, the more complexity you see. The more complexity you see, the more overwhelming it becomes. So you stay in research mode. Forever learning, forever planning, never actually doing. Safe doesn't build anything. Safe doesn't create results. Safe doesn't change your life. The productivity paradox. This involves your morning routine taking 2 hours. You track 12 habits. You use 7 productivity apps. But here's the question. What are you actually producing with all this productivity infrastructure? You're so busy being productive that you never actually produce anything. You're spending more time organizing your life than living it. More time tracking habits than building anything with those habits. The person with a messy system who ships work beats the person with a perfect system who never does anything. Action with chaos beats perfection with paralysis. Breaking free from the trap. Ask yourself honestly, are you learning things you're actually applying? Are your habits building toward a specific goal? Has your self-improvement led to tangible results in the last 6 months? If you can't point to concrete achievements, you're trapped. But recognizing it is the first step to escaping. Real growth has a simple formula. Learn just enough, then act. Get feedback from reality. Adjust based on results and repeat. Not learn, and maybe act someday. Set a rule. For every hour you spend learning, spend 2 hours doing. For every course you take, create something with what you learned. Make results your metric, not consumption. From improvement to achievement. Self-improvement should be a tool, not a destination. A means, not an end. Something that serves your goals, not replaces them. At some point, you have to stop improving and start proving. Stop preparing and start performing. Stop learning and start earning. The best version of yourself isn't created through endless optimization. It's forged through action, through putting yourself out there before you're ready, through building things that might not work. Stop being a student of life and start being a participant. Stop improving endlessly and start achieving something. Because the dangerous trap isn't that self-improvement doesn't work. It works too well as a substitute for actually living. The person you want to become isn't waiting on the other side of one more book. They're waiting on the other side of action.
The answer: stop improving, start doing.
Don't forget to follow for more.